The Park Hyatt Kuala Lumpur sits inside Merdeka 118, the second tallest building in the world. It's one of the most anticipated luxury hotels in Asia. The views are incredible. The pool is one of the best we've ever experienced. But our stay didn't quite go as expected. If you're thinking about staying here with your family, here's our honest experience. We had just come from a stay at the Grand Hyatt Kuala Lumpur, which set a high bar. But arriving at Merdeka 118 is a completely different experience. From the moment we stepped out of our car, we were greeted by staff and escorted to the lobby on the 75th floor. Check-in went smoothly, and they offered us a drink while waiting for our room to be ready. An enthusiastic staff member escorted us to our room on floor 103. He was proud to be showing us around and visibly enjoyed talking about the hotel and what made it special. It was a lovely way to start our stay. Our room was a king bed deluxe, upgraded from our original booking thanks to our globalist status. And the view? I don't really have the words. You can see for yourself. We were on floor 103, looking down on the Petronas Towers and the KL Tower. The city feels like a map beneath you. The room itself was beautifully designed, warm with thoughtful details. The bathroom was very spacious and well appointed, and the space overall felt luxurious without being cold. I had read some reviews beforehand mentioning cheap furniture fixtures and visible dents in some rooms. Luckily, that was not our experience. Something unexpected did happen in the room, which I'll share about in a little bit.
Very good. Kind of tastes like fig.
Oh.
Fig, yeah.
This cake is delicious. I'm going to really like it. Savory. Probably chicken, some curry, and the pastry is very flaky but also crunchy.
On the 99th floor, there is a 30-meter infinity pool. It's beautiful, and now our favorite indoor hotel pool we have ever experienced. The views from that pool are just extraordinary. I felt like I was swimming in the sky. Service was great too, and they even offered us a swim vest for our infant. The wellness area with the hydrotherapy facilities, the steam room, and the Himalayan salt alcove was so peaceful and calming and is included for all guests. I actually stayed on a little longer after everyone went back to the room, just to soak it in. If you stay at this hotel, do not miss the pool and wellness area. It is truly special. Now here's what we found. While the kids were showering after the pool, my husband found a dead cockroach near the shower area. Not something you ever want to see in a luxury hotel. He called it in, and 2 housekeeping staff arrived, removed it, and apologized sincerely. They offered to move us to a different room, but since we were only there for one night and it was already evening, we chose to stay. My husband had done a thorough sweep to make sure the room was otherwise clean. A manager also came to check on us and offered us an almost unlimited dinner at the Park Lounge restaurant. The cab was somewhere between $300 to $400, and honestly, we did not come anywhere close to that limit. That dinner was one of the highlights of the stay. We had what almost felt like our own personal butler for the evening. Attentive, present, but never intrusive. Another server brought such warmth and energy to the table that the whole experience lifted. The food was excellent, the kids were happy, and in that moment, the hotel had totally redeemed itself. After dinner, we settled into the evening routine and fell asleep to the most unique night view I have ever seen from a bed. The next morning is when everything took an unexpected turn. A little after 7 a.m., while the kids and my husband were still sleeping, the fire alarm went off. It was loud. Outside, it was still semi-dark, and in a building this tall with 3 young children, it was one of the most stressful moments of our family's travels. We jumped out of bed. My husband called the lobby. No answer. We tried again. Still, no answer. There were no intercom announcements, no instructions, no voice telling us what to do or where to go. My husband opened the door and said there was a slight smell of smoke, so we made the decision most parents would make. We grabbed our kids, our 6-year-old, our 4-year-old, and our 18-month-old, got their shoes on as fast as we could, and we left the room. The elevators were locked, as they should be in a fire situation, so we rushed to find the stairs. While going down, we realized we didn't bring a keycard and couldn't access other floors. We kept going down, floor by floor. One of our daughters was crying, and another was clearly shaken and not fully dressed. Weeks later, our 4-year-old and 6-year-old still talk about the fire alarm in the building with the pointy thing. It's more than just an inconvenient fire alarm that went off. For our children, it became a memory. As we were trying every door, a security guard opened the door. He did not speak English, which is completely understandable, but in that moment, it added to the stress. He eventually found us an elevator that took us down to the lobby on floor 75. The whole ordeal, from the alarm going off to us finally sitting down in the lobby to catch our breath, lasted somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes, but it felt much longer. When we arrived in the lobby, we were not the only ones there, and it was clear others had been shaken as well. Overwhelmed and worried for the kids, my husband did raise his voice at the men at the front desk. He later apologized, and I want to include that because it's part of the reality of what that moment felt like. The front desk staff, I will be honest, seemed underprepared to handle the situation. The person who stepped up was the assistant front office manager, and while also visibly stressed, she handled it with genuine empathy. She was left on her own to manage it, but she did so with care. We were later told the alarm was likely triggered by a guest smoking or cooking in their room, and that it only affected floors 100 to 104. We were also told that this had never happened at the hotel before. Here's what's important. We understand that the physical safety protocols like locked elevators, stair access are standard. What was missing in that moment was communication, an intercom announcement, a phone being answered. That would have made a significant difference for families trying to navigate the situation. We went back to the room and I got myself and the kids ready for breakfast. My husband was not feeling well from the stress, so he stayed behind. The breakfast here is a semi-buffet with a la carte options. Not every server was attentive, and there were some moments where it was hard to communicate what we needed. The food itself was good, but the service was uneven. But then there was Sonia. She came over to our table and told us she had seen our girls that morning in the lobby. It was not her job to say anything, but she did. She listened and apologized, even though none of it was her fault. And before we left, she gave us a jar of strawberry jam to take with us. It was a kind, meaningful gesture. After breakfast, I spoke again with the assistant front office manager. She offered to refund 50% of our rate. At checkout, I asked if the hotel would consider waiving the fee entirely. She said she would need to consult with other managers and would follow up by email. A couple days later, we received that email. The full amount was refunded, and the email went beyond just confirming the refund. The assistant front office manager acknowledged that the fire alarm situation was not managed correctly. Now let's talk about how we booked a stay, something I always include in our reviews. The Park Hyatt Kuala Lumpur is a Category 5 property, and we are World of Hyatt Globalist members. While we considered using points, we actually paid cash for this one-night stay, since the cash-to-points ratio made more sense for us. We paid $312.83 for one night, and because of our globalist status, breakfast was included for the family, and we received a complimentary room upgrade to a king bed deluxe room. If you are a World of Hyatt member and are considering this hotel, it is worth running the numbers both ways before you book. So, the Park Hyatt Kuala Lumpur. The views are extraordinary, genuinely once in a lifetime. Staying on floor 103 and looking down at the Petronas Towers is something I will carry with me. The pool is incredible and the best indoor pool we have experienced. The design of the hotel is stunning. The dinner they hosted for us after the cockroach incident was handled with real generosity. And the warmth from some of the individual staff members was heartwarming. But I would be doing you a disservice if I did not say this clearly. The fire alarm experience was very distressing for our family. Not because a fire alarm went off, that can happen, but because of what was missing in those moments like communication and guidance. I hope hotel management learned some important lessons that morning. Would I stay here again? I honestly do not know. The experience has made me cautious, especially traveling with kids. My honest advice is this: stay here with your eyes open. Know that there are things this hotel, being relatively new, is still working through. And make the decision that is right for your family. I hope this review helps you make the right decision for your family. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you stayed here, let me know what your experience was like. I'm curious to know. As always, thank you so much for watching. Like this video and subscribe for more hotel reviews. See you at the next hotel. Bye!